Hello everybody, my name is Danny Scelza. I'm a junior here at Marquette, and today I will be pitching Jazz Pharmaceuticals to be added to the Marquette AIM Program's International Fund at a price target of $197.76, representing 41.8% upside. Jazz is a global pharmaceutical company that focuses on the development and commercialization of various pharmaceutical products. Their products are centered on the areas of neuroscience, which represents 75.8% of their revenue, and oncology, which represents 23.3% of their revenue. As an industry leader in treating epilepsy, narcolepsy, and other sleeping disorders, Jazz has developed a highly recognized and well-respected oxybate franchise with their Xyrem and Xywav products. Along with those products includes an additional 7 products in their robust portfolio, along with 17 additional therapies currently in clinical trials. They were founded in 2003 and are currently headquartered in Dublin, Ireland. As previously mentioned, Jazz is an industry leader in treating sleeping disorders, and with their expertise in neuroscience and growing focus in oncology, Jazz has expanded its portfolio and diversified sources of revenue in recent years. With 5 new products launched since 2020, 50% of 2021 revenue was generated by newly launched or acquired products, with those products accounting for over 60% of revenue in 2022. Historically speaking, Jazz has experienced 16 consecutive years of revenue growth and has seen a compounded annual growth rate of 16% since 2015. With consistent success and a growing portfolio, it is recommended that Jazz be added to the AIM International Fund with a price target of $197.96, representing 41.8% upside. Jazz has relied heavily on Xyrem to drive their overall success, as it accounted for 74% of revenue in 2020. With growing competition related to Xyrem, Jazz has further developed its oxybate franchise with Xywav, which treats cataplexy, or the disease of excessive daytime sleepiness, and contains 92% less sodium than Xyrem, which both patients and physicians have resonated the benefits of. It is in position to grow further and also maintain Xyrem's current footprint. Jazz also possesses a pipeline of 17 products, 5 of which are in the final phases of clinical trials and regulation. With this promising pipeline, Jazz will become less reliant on Xywav driving revenue like Xyrem has in the past. During 2021, Jazz completed its acquisition of the British pharmaceutical company GW. The acquisition adds a third high-growth commercial franchise in Epidiolex, a cannabinoid oral solution for the treatment of epilepsy, which provides a therapeutic option for refractory seizures. The acquisition, worth $7.2 billion, has significantly increased expenses related to SG&A, research and development, and other transaction-related costs. However, with the addition of a third large commercial franchise and further integration of GW, Jazz is poised to increase its global exposure across Europe and further develop Epidiolex. Jazz focuses on delivering life-changing therapies to patients with little to no treatment options. Looking specifically, the global market revenue for sleeping disorders and epilepsy exceeds $11 billion, and neuropsychiatry market revenue is over $24 billion. Jazz has the potential to deliver therapies to disease areas with high global market revenues with lower amounts of significant competition. To reach an intrinsic value for Jazz, a 5-year discounted cash flow model was created using a terminal growth rate of 1.75% and a WACC of 6.45%, which was adjusted plus 100 basis points due to high amounts of debt related to the GW acquisition. This resulted in an intrinsic value of $193.68. A sensitivity analysis of the terminal growth rate and WACC plus or minus 100 basis points ranged from $170.59 to $271.29. Additionally, a price-to-cash flow multiple valuation was calculated using a weighted average peer multiple of 18.7, resulting in a relative value of $263.48. Finally, an EV to EBITDA multiple valuation was calculated using a weighted average peer multiple of 15.6. This resulted in a relative value of $145.16. Weighting these models 80%, 10%, and 10% respectively, a price target of $197.96 was reached, which represents 41.8% upside. The first risk identified for Jazz is the potential for a new central pharmacy. If the current central pharmacy fails to deliver on risk evaluations and mitigation strategies related to Xyrem and Xywav, a new central pharmacy may have to be chosen, which could result in less favorable contracts with current issuers and payers. Secondly, products not passing FDA approval is always a possibility for a pharmaceutical company. Failures or delays with the FDA would negatively impact forward-looking projections and significantly increase expenses, especially related to research and development. Finally, setbacks in ongoing clinical trials related to oncology products could increase dependency on the Jazz's oxybate franchise, which entails Xyrem and Xywav. Bruce Cozadd is the current CEO and chairman of Jazz Pharmaceuticals. Since co-founding Jazz in 2003, Mr. Cozadd has been with the company ever since and has served as CEO since April of 2009. With a background in molecular biophysics, biochemistry, and economics, Mr. Cozadd is an experienced and knowledgeable leader for Jazz. Serving as the Chief Financial Officer is Renee Gala, who also serves as the Executive Vice President. She joined Jazz and has held this position since March of 2020. Prior to this, she served as the Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of Theravance Biopharma from 2014 to 2019.